Ben, when a series is too chaotic, too random, and almost like a lottery, does it hurt the sport?
Yes, it does. And I sent a tweet out last night as I was watching these playoff drivers one by one have these issues. Kevin Harvick with the fire, Chase Elliott with the accident, uh, you know, uh, Kyle Busch with his car smoking under caution. Still not really sure what happened on that front with his race, but he had a shot to win the race, literally go up in smoke as well. And I said this race is proof that this sport is too chaotic to justify a one race winner take all championship. And I wanted to simplify it a little bit in the tweet, but I think you probably know how I feel about the entire system. I think the sport is too chaotic to justify the system as well. And particularly when it comes to Martin Truex Jr., who, again, another driver who probably should be in the playoffs as well. I know that he didn't win a race, and people say he had 26 chances to do so. But I'm trying to find the graphic here that NBC had that they showed last night when they were literally asking the question, how did he miss the playoffs? Well, it's obvious how he missed the playoffs. He didn't win a race in a year where we had so many different individual winners. But Truex finished fourth in the regular season standings. He had 7 stage wins, which was the most of all drivers in the Cup Series. He had a 13.2 average finish, the second best behind Chase Elliott, who won the regular season championship, and he led the 6th most laps with 456. Now, how can you justify the guy who has all of that on his resume, fourth in the standings, second best average finish? He's not going to finish higher than 17th in points at the end of the year. I can't reconcile that. I mean, I understand why people like the playoffs. I understand why people like the entertainment aspect of it and constantly being on the edge of your seat. You never know who it's going to come down to, but there's no justification for this guy to not be able to finish higher than 17th in points. Forget winning a championship, forget contending for a championship. You've locked him out of the top 16 in the point standings, and his season-long standings ranking is not going to be an accurate representation of how well he ran this year simply because he didn't win one of the first 26 races. I'm not a fan of that at all. This is, way too chaotic of a sport to answer the question directly, Joe. To be able to justify a system like this. And I think when you have a system like this, it does hurt the sport. And I'm already imagining, what if Kyle Busch were a championship 4 driver and what happened last night happens at Phoenix in November? What's the situation going to be there? How are fans going to react to that? How are Kyle Busch fans going to look at this sport and continue wanting to come back because they know that their driver got robbed of a championship through no fault of his own, through a parts failure on a next-gen car that has had those kinds of failures pop up randomly all year, and that's what cost him a championship? It hurts the sport. There's no way around it.